journalism is sort of like terrorism. And we're not even looking for these clips. They're just everywhere. So they're now equating criticizing the government and internet journalism with terror, because the alternative media has now surpassed the mainstream media in 2010. That's mainline numbers. The studies also show people vastly trust the alternative media more than they trust the mainstream media, which is actually kind of scary. There's a lot of BS out in the alternative media, too. I mean, we try to get it right, and we get it wrong sometimes. A lot of people out there just making stuff up. But it doesn't matter. People know the mainstream media is organized and deceptive, and they trust the alternative media a lot more. And so they have this whole discussion about terrorism and not knowing how to target the alternative media. So they're really getting desperate because the mainstream media is dying. The government's in deep trouble, falling apart. They're circling the wagons together and saying they want to shut down freedom on the web and have a rigged game because they're losing, because they've been discredited, because they've been caught lying millions of times. I mean, literally, just constant lying, like hundreds of millions of parrots up in a tree squawking lies. We'll be back with that and a lot more. And they've had another fake raid out in California to create that illusion that there are all these terrorists. Stay with us.
We all know that the Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 4 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water systems. The revolutionary Berkey light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and re-cleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels, and removes harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping, an $87 value, yours free, but only for a limited time. Just call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653 now to order. That's 1-877-886-3653, or order online now at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
What's your home worth? How can you compare local real estate agents? And how do you get MLS listings for the entire country? If you're thinking of buying a home to take advantage of the tax credit or selling your house, you first need to see an incredible website called HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com will help you find a realtor to buy or sell a home. It's so easy, and best of all, it's free. At HomeGain.com, you can compare realtors anonymously, receive customized proposals, see consumer reviews, then select the best realtor for you. Go to HomeGain.com and get an instant home value estimate, view comparable homes, and check out street views. HomeGain.com has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and contains a wealth of information, like their home improvement tool that helps you determine which home improvements to make to increase your home's value. See the top 12 home improvements right now at HomeGain.com. That's HomeGain.com. Look for Max, the orange HomeGain gorilla, to help you find a realtor or with any other real estate needs you might have at HomeGain.com, your real estate connection.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
Oh, my sinuses. They feel like they'll explode.
Sinus pressure, sinus headaches that keep you up at night. You've struggled for years. You've tried everything to get relief, but your sinus distress just keeps coming back and robbing you of the healthy life you deserve. Sound familiar? Well, you're not alone. Statistics show that 37 million Americans suffer from sinus distress. Fact is, 67 products merely treat the symptoms and don't get to the cause of your sinus problem. Now there's a solution that's safe and doctor recommended. Sinofresh Homeopathic Antiseptic Nasal Spray. It's the only patent patent-protected nasal product that antiseptically eliminates the known causes of your sinusitis. No alcohol, no rebound congestion, no drug interactions, and easy to use. Don't go another day just treating symptoms. Take control of your sinus health now and get Sinofresh homeopathic antiseptic nasal spray and get the relief you deserve. Go to buysinofresh.com. That's B-U-Y, Sinofresh.com. Or call 888-906-3636. Breathe easy. Breathe free. Get Sinofresh today. It works.
So, on every major news program, they have pundits out there saying that criticizing the takeover of America is seditious, is illegal, borders on terrorism. You've got Clinton saying, look, if you don't stop criticizing the government, it's going to cause someone to stage a terror attack, and gee, I hope that doesn't have to happen so we can then silence you. I mean, it's a very thinly veiled threat. Washington Post columnist who appeared on CBS Face the Nation on Sunday described Tea Partiers as potential violent and decried internet journalism as sort of like terrorism. It's Pulitzer Prize-winning Kathleen Parker is a commentator with the show. And you can watch the whole 8-minute clip up on prisonplanet.com in our article, Washington Post writer, internet journalism is sort of like terrorism. We're just going to play a short clip of this. Listen.
Opinion that comes from various places, like during Lincoln's day, every newspaper had an editorial point of view. But this person said the difference was, in those days, you knew which paper it was coming from. Right. Now you don't know where some of this is coming from, and that is the added factor to the volatility of this stuff. And
it's interesting. People will say anything when they have the cloak of anonymity. It's sort of like terrorism. You know, we don't know where to aim our bomb, so we can't go after a country because there are, you know, there's no one place to focus on it. And it's the same thing with the internet. You can't really, you don't know who to go after. And you and I'm sure you've shared some of the wonderful experiences I've had of being attacked and threatened and whatnot. And it's sort of, it feeds on itself, you know, builds, and people who are not well-grounded and who may have these more violent tendencies suddenly find a place where they can convene and find validation and even...
So there you have it. Anybody criticizing the government or who is angry, you don't have a real reason to be angry or upset. You're just not well-grounded. You've got a mental problem. And you're like a terrorist. You know, these bloggers online are basically kind of like terrorists. But the host of the show, Bob Schaefer, you could hear part of the clip, but before that he was talking about Lincoln. You know, we had free speech under Lincoln. No, he arrested hundreds of newspaper editors in the North who were against the war. He even arrested a member of Congress. So I guess what he's saying is under Lincoln, we knew where they were. That's kind of a veiled threat for those that know history. And they keep modeling Obama like he's the new Lincoln. They were saying this when he was running for office, that the nation may fall apart, but he'll hold it together, and he's going to deal with the states. They knew the states were going to rebel against all this unconstitutional activity. And so they've been writing books about him as if he's the second coming of Lincoln. They've been preparing everyone that when Obama has to crack down on the terrorists, on the states' rights people, on the people that don't like the foreign banks taking over, that are angry at Wall Street, that he's going to be just like Lincoln. He is going to come in there and he is going to put his foot down in a big, big way, and he is going to save the republic, and we'll have big marble statues to him. Thank God we've got Barack H. Obama. Meanwhile, he always talks about reconciliation, everybody be friendly, come on, don't have bad rhetoric, Republicans, you know, conservatives, libertarians, shut up. Meanwhile, all his surrogates are out on TV and in the newspapers, and Bill Clinton's out there saying, we're going to cause terrorism, those of us that don't like him and are criticizing him. We don't have a right as Americans to criticize what they're doing. We're going to cause violence. We're racist. Because they don't want Hispanics and black people who are angry about higher taxes and less jobs and unemployment and government corruption and the government tripling under Bush and even growing faster under Obama. You know, people are mad. That's why the polls show over 40% of the Tea Partiers are Democrats or independents. Oh, they're scared of that, the people getting together, getting outside the left-right paradigm, coming together to save the country. So they're saying racism, it's evil, it's hate, it's the Ku Klux Klan, it's bad, it's terrorism, And then meanwhile, they've had a bust in California. When you read deeper into the AP and other articles, there's no bombs, no evidence of bombs. They went and busted some white supremacist gangs that the prisons basically create, because you're either in a Hispanic gang, black gang, Asian gang, or white gang, or you don't live. And they segregate them in the prisons and jails like this in California. So they busted some white supremacist gangs and are saying they think it may lead to bombs. They think they may have bombs, and they try to tie it into the Tea Party. I mean, what does gang violence in the prisons have to do with the Tea Party? But again, it's just like the Hatari militia. They didn't do anything. They didn't have any weapons. The feds have now put out their affidavit. They've now been in court. Their prime evidence is Mr. Stone, the head of the Hatari, saying, man, the government's getting out of control and waging war on us.